will be leaving us at the end of the month. Now, she came to us in April 2006. It's not long ago, and you see what she's done in that short time. But we knew her before as a representative of CAF at different IFEP meetings. And I remember talking to Gaston saying, Gabriella, can we sort of steal her from you for 3 months secondment? He said, 3 months? Okay, but that's enough. She never went back to Uruguay. So I maybe owe you a beer, but I owe you a big thank you for letting us have Gabriella, because she's contributed a lot to our secretariat. So she came in as Assistant Policy Officer, working in the area of access to markets, research, women, and she was very keen on pushing the idea that women and young farmers should be on research institutes. So she linked them all up. And in the research network of GFAR. At that time, she also spent a lot of time designing the SFIM program, which you can see now in place. And again, especially for the Latin American part, making sure women and the young farmers were involved. Then, a year later, in 2007, we set up the regional coordinator system. And in June 2007, Gabriella transferred to become the first regional coordinator for Latin America and the Caribbean. And she also agreed to keep the Young Farmers Committee. So she has 2 responsibilities. And I'd like to thank her for what she's done here, because on the Young Farmers Committee, she organized the Conference of Young Farmers in Buenos Aires in July 2007. And she won't be here for the next one in Nairobi in 2010. But this conference in Buenos Aires, I've never had so many letters from people saying what a fantastic conference this was. So I wasn't there, I can't tell you if it was any good or not.
It was.
Jack was there. But really, the people thought it was fantastic. So, thank you, Gabriella. The result was a declaration talking about how you should transfer farms from generations, how young farmers should be more involved in the policy issues, including risk management, trade and education. In the area of the regional coordination work, this was a big challenge to set up the regional coordination program. And working with Fernando, who was the president at the time, and later Carlos, she put in place these structures which we have now, organized the first missions we had within the continent, and the first workshops. And I think we've done pretty well. If you think she started this in 2007, what are we now? 2 years later. And she's brought together, or the committee did, a very diverse group of organizations who are now talking to each other. You know, I never thought in my life I'd see FAR and Sociedad Rural in the same demonstration in Buenos Aires. This is amazing. I don't know if they talk to each other at home, but here they did. You know? And things like this, grouping people together, she was pretty good at that. I noticed that the committee in those 2 years has grown its membership by 1/3 over the time she's been the regional coordinator. So I just want to say also on a personal basis that I appreciated working with Gabriella. She's a modest person, doesn't stand up. She's not too big, so you don't see her anyway, but she doesn't crow about what she did. But I can tell you that in the office, when we were creating a new IFEP, which is what we did basically, when we managed in 2007 to double our staff, double our budget, mainly from Agricole, we talked a lot about creating this new IFEP, making a plan, setting up the regional coordinator system, and I can tell you I talked a lot to Gabriella about that. For 2 reasons. One, that she came out of a farm organization, and there's only 3 of us, with Jessica and me, who've done that out of our staff. And second, she'd worked through all the different departments of the organization. And apart from me, I think she's the only one who's done that. And so I want to say thank you for that. You didn't get a lot of credit for all the things, but that worked very well. So not only were you a clever person and very professional, but Gabriella was fun to work with. And my intention is not to let her slip away from the network completely. We're very happy for her that she's getting married, and she's going to live with her husband in Amsterdam, which is why she's leaving. Otherwise she wouldn't leave, I'm sure. Still here. But Amsterdam's not so far. Your Gaston says the travel's not so far. It's a 4-hour train ride. Now, if she can get herself to Brussels, that's a 1.5-hour train ride. I can see good liaison possibilities for us with modern communication techniques to keep Gabriella linked to IFAC. So I hope the party tonight is very good, and that Gabriella is very happy, and that I can make her a good offer that she will accept, so she will continue to work with us in some capacity. Thank you very much.